Hey folks, Toki here with the Random Makers, and today I'm going to show you how to use Teflon tape appropriately, properly, and how it works. And I'm also going to show you how to use a pair of tubing cutters or copper cutters and a few tips to do with the tool itself. The point of the Teflon tape is to lubricate the threads to help it seat properly into the fitting. A lot of people think there's a seal. If you use enough of anything, it'll gum it up and it will seal, but it's not the intention, it's not what it's meant for. So, a lot of people don't know how to properly put it on. Your threads will run down the pipe. You want the Teflon to run in the same direction. So, the easiest way to remember it is if you hold the pipe in your left hand and the tape in your right, and you have the Teflon coming off like so. Now, what you're going to be doing is you're going to take your Teflon tape, going to pinch it onto the pipe itself with your index finger. You are then going to run it around, keeping tension with your thumb and with your index finger. And you're going to overlap. Now that you've done that, you're going to do another 2 wraps. That's 3 wraps. That is standard for what you're mostly going to be using. This is a thinner, cheaper Teflon for example purposes and what most people can get a hold of. It's thinner, it's cheaper. I wouldn't be afraid to put 2 more on there with this. You will then pinch and pull, and you have now put Teflon onto the pipe. So, another thing you can do is put thread compound on there. So that is also for lubricating the joint. Some dry hard, and some stay tacky for a longer time to allow for taking apart and putting back together. Both help you have a smooth thread and keep the pipe from sticking too much and allow you to seat it properly and create a good seal. All right, so on to the next one. Copper cutters, tubing cutters, what have you. A lot of people don't know that there's a couple tricks to this. So obvious one is on the back here. You have a reaming tool. In the center of the reaming tool is a square cutout, and it's meant for turning on and off bead tanks, acetylene tanks, commercial, professional grade equipment that you may or may not see. If you work with this material, if you work with these tools, you'll know that you should not use this because it will strip out the stem of the valve. Now, if you're going to use it because you don't have a crescent wrench on you or you don't have the appropriate bead tank key, what you can do is, because it's a square, you can fit it on and you pull it up so that you are making contact on 2 of the corners. And you can spin it at that point, you'll have less chance of stripping it out. And obviously, you have a nice little reaming tool there. It's not great, but it's there in a pinch. You should be reaming all of your joints. It helps. So, the second thing that people don't know about is in the bottom of most cutting tools, there's going to be a spare cutting wheel. You can remove that, and you can replace your cutting wheel if you need a new one. These don't break too often, but if they do, usually you'll have a spare. Unless you've used it already and you've forgotten to replace it, then you're kind of SOL. So, another quick tip with this tool is how you can mark a pipe without having to put the tool down and grab a Sharpie or a pencil or whatever you're using. So, you're going to take your pipe and you are going to measure out where you need to cut it to. Let's go ahead and say 12 inches. So, you can use the back of the reamer because it's meant for cutting metal, for reaming the joint, and you just put it on there and you've marked it. You can then line up and you can make a cut. So, may as well, you've made it this far. And if you hold both pipes as you're going, if it's small enough, you're not dropping anything either. Alrighty. If you like our content, why don't you go ahead and check out our website, subscribe, interact with the videos, like them if you actually like them, dislike them if it's absolutely Those are Matt's videos. You don't need to like them. That's it for today. Have a good one.